All right, so here I am with the 2023 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid XSE. Let me show you around, I'll take you for a drive and give you some of my thoughts. All right, so here it is, and look at that amazing yellow paint. It's so cool. Anyway, this is an awesome car, guys. I'll give you tons of my driving impressions, but you can see the exterior has been updated for 2023, and I don't know if it's necessarily better, but it still retains a lot of what I liked about the original Toyota Corolla Cross, which I had last year. And overall, I think it's like a solid, just little great crossover, all-wheel drive hybrid, which is so fun. I think that license plate's hilarious. It almost looks like Get 666. Anyway, it's just a good size, nice and small and compact, easy to park, take it anywhere, urban environments. And overall, I think it's just a really good-looking SUV. So coming into the interior, you can tell it's, about the same as last year, but I have to say, I think these seats are better than ever. They're so comfortable. I love them. There's, of course, so it is kind of soft text material here, and I don't know if it's necessarily cloth. I don't even really know what it is. It's kind of cloth, yeah. But I love it. Love it, love it. And pretty standard, doors, door pockets, things like that. You've got your typical digital gauge cluster here. Doesn't display a ton of information, but that's okay. Nice touchscreen, heated seats, wireless charging, drive modes, EV mode, small little cup holder, small little center armrest cubby, and overall it's just a really comfortable, good place to spend time. Coming into the rear, as you can see, it's about what you'd expect from this being a Corolla Cross. It's not incredibly spacious, but it's adequate. It's adequate. You've got a couple inches of knee room. I'm 5'9", sitting behind myself. Grateful always for these rear vents. And you get a nice little cool cup holder there with my daughter's trash in it. And overall, it's it's a decent back seat. It's a little tight, so if you want more room, you're probably going to want to look elsewhere. But here is another view of that center dash. Coming into the rear, you got a good amount of space, plenty of space for, a couple adults to take a road trip, get their gear back here. There's your JBL sub. There's all your gear under here. And pretty awesome. Okay, so starting off in the newly revised Corolla Cross, which I think it's kind of cool that Toyota, revised it as much as they did, especially, it's not extensive, but they sold a ton of the original, the original Corolla Cross, and here I think it's even better. I don't know if it necessarily looks better. I actually think I maybe preferred the exterior styling of the first gen, or whatever we're calling it. Oh yeah, under 96 horsepower. So obviously this is the hybridized version, as I already mentioned, and it's so fun. Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, I thought the last one that I had last year is about almost the same time last year. Just the naturally aspirated version from 2022 was endearing. It was definitely underpowered. I think it was like 169 horsepower, which is like nothing. But I still liked it. You had to like floor it all the time to get anywhere, to make sure you're merging properly and things like that. So the hybrid here adds three electric motors, crazy, 2 up front, 1 in the rear on the rear axle, and this produces, like I said, 196 horsepower. And boy, that extra 30 horsepower or so makes a huge difference in that torque. It's awesome. Like, I've said this for a while, and I think I especially started to notice it on the Lexus NX I had last year. But Toyota really is, all of their hybrid systems are, really good. Like, I've enjoyed all of them, and like, I think I agree with Akio Toyota's statement on, you know, EVs are an okay option, but the way forward, I think, is just hybrids. I mean, this is a fun car, and, you know, it's not a sports car or anything, but it's fun. And I've been getting 41.2 miles per gallon, almost over 300 miles. And mostly a lot of that commuting around town, like very combined fuel economy there. And yeah, 41.2 miles per gallon is pretty hard to argue with, especially like, it's not boring. You know, it used to be if you're getting 41 miles per gallon, you're like, oh, this is such a drag to drive. But I think this is like one of the more perfect daily drivers for most people. I've really honestly enjoyed it. I think the seats are really comfortable, like shockingly good. I'm going to miss them. Really, really like the seats and the material, and the heated functionality works great here on the XSE. I don't think you get the heated seats on lower trims, but this one, the XSE with LED lights, 18-inch wheels, heated seats, all the options is like 36 grand. And, you know, that feels like pretty good to me. You know, that's all-wheel drive, of course, and, you know, it's going to be a little bit more than, you know, the HRV or, you know, Civic or obviously a regular Corolla, but the trade-off being you get the hatch and just a lot more added functionality. It has basically the same powertrain as the new Prius, and the new Prius looks really cool. But I gotta say, I would take this hands down over the new Prius. Yeah, the new Prius is gonna get maybe a little bit better fuel economy, but when I had it and we tested it, it didn't get much better, honestly. In fact, it was about the same. I mean, it just moves up this really steep hill, no problem, like just awesome. Yeah, I know the Prius is getting a lot of buzz, but I honestly would take this over that car. The Prius is just, it looks so cool, but man, the visibility is so wonky and like strange, and like the headroom is weird, and I think more people will be more comfortable in this than the new Prius. This is what I would get for sure. So, downsides to this. There's really only a couple. First of all, I always just wish, you know, 36 grand, come on. It's not expensive to do a heated steering wheel. Give me a heated steering wheel. That's nitpicking. The other thing, too, that you need to recognize is that this is pretty tight in here. It's pretty small. If it's mostly just you driving around, ooh, it's a fun car. If it's mostly just you driving around, you're going to be happy, and you'll have plenty of room, obviously, for all your stuff. There's not a ton of cargo space. You know, there's a wireless charging pad and like a few little like nooks and crannies, but like it's not a lot. The back seat is pretty tight, even for small kids. And so, you know, if you've got small kids that you're toting around regularly, you may want to make the jump to, you know, the RAV4 hybrid. You'll get, you know, a lot more room. And then obviously on up from there, the Highlander, Grand Highlander, and so on. But if you're just kind of just you most of the time, occasionally people, and you just want something reliable, it's going to be amazing in the snow, especially with winter tires on this thing. And get excellent fuel economy, be easy to drive, even pretty fun to drive. The XSE, all of the trims for this Corolla Cross are more sporty. In fact, this one has a sport tuned suspension. It feels about the same, honestly, as the last Corolla Cross. I do feel like it handles a little bit better, though. And just adds to kind of just, it's just a little bit more enjoyable, a little more fun, you know, if you want to floor it. And it's honestly been a good time driving this thing for the last week. And I'm honestly kind of sad to see it go. I don't know that I mean, for me, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to buy one. But yeah, I am going to be sad to see it go, because it's a solid car. It's, for what it is, it's really good. And another thing too that I've really liked is the steering is like crazy light. It's like so easy to drive. You know, people can pop in this thing and just drive it really easily. So last thing too is Toyota, I know, updated the infotainment and my wireless Apple CarPlay, which is much appreciated as always. It was really easy to connect, and I've never had any issues like with it disconnecting. And this JBL stereo with the sub back there, it sounds good. You know, this is just like a great car for 36 grand. Boom, done. Like, I would do it. You know, I think that's a fair price, and I think a lot of people are going to be really happy with this. Especially, you can drive. I have not been gentle on this thing, and you can drive the crap out of it, and you're still going to get 41 miles per gallon, which is pretty cool. So in conclusion, I really, really like the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. I can definitely see myself recommending this a lot to a lot of people. And yeah, if this is the sort of thing you're looking for, you're not going to be disappointed. It's better than even last year when I liked the one from last year, even the naturally aspirated version. So anyway, enjoy. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. See ya.